So here's what I posted yesterday. You go back and watch the other episode. I called out Devlin's racism and the fact it was in an article that I was in from what I tweeted and from what he blocked me over 3 years ago. Only found out about it yesterday, so that's why I'm talking about it now. And the fact he just dropped a new music video where he says some weird stuff about urban weirdo. Alright, cool. So we had this comment yesterday that I read out from Sons of Tribe, yeah? We're going to get to this one as well. Hopefully that can be read on the screen, right? But Sons of Tribe said Novar FLIP is the fascist. Anyone telling people what words they can and cannot say is fascism. Calling people racist for supporting Brexit is fascism. But we all know Novar FLIP is here to cause division. Ironic as he calls out people for dividing. Alright. I kind of brushed past that yesterday because it was right at the start of me live streaming for the first time. I was a bit like flustered trying to work out what I'm doing and that. But that is a mental comment. Yeah, that is actually a mental comment that reveals his racism in a crazy way. And I got more into it with him today about that. Yeah. And it looks like Graham Javon's in this same subthread. So let's look at this. Yeah. So I told him, yeah, I reacted to this briefly in my live last night, but actually brushed past it. This is actually wild. Didn't know he was one of those people. And this is why, right? Because, look, he's talking about calling people racist for supporting Brexit. That's not what we were doing, yeah? That's not what was going on. I'm talking about Devlin's comments where he was essentially telling people, if you don't like it, go back to where you came from, which is an established racist narrative. God, I've still got Terra Slim's inbox open there in the background. It's a bit blurred, but yeah. Cool. And then I said to him, so I said, boom, all this talk about the establishment and you're a Brexit supporter and a go back to your own country supporter, because that's essentially what we were talking about, yeah? So that's what Sons of Tribe is backing. This Sons of Tribe guy is a waste man. He's due to get caught up with. Don't watch your lives, blah, blah, blah. Don't watch my lives, cool, I only started yesterday, but you actually watch me non-stop because you make whole fucking 10-minute videos about me being a fucking royal actor. Fucking idiot. You know, I was telling him racism is a factual thing. I don't get to decide what it is. Only you white supremacists think you can do that. I've not been doing lives, blah, blah, blah. I want to get to Novar FLIP. So can one be racist towards one's own race? So if I'm against the free flow of Eastern Europeans who are the Caucasoid race, which is what part I am part of, how can that be racism? How can I be racist towards my own race? Again, these guys love to get into semantics. They go, religion is not a race. Oh, it's not a race. It's not racism to talk about Europeans coming to the country. They're literally like, they'll be doing it openly, talking about immigration, saying all the stuff EDL people say about immigration, and then they'll be like, I don't care. I'm saying, okay, racism, whatever it is discrimination, and it indicates the thoughts of a racist person. Let's just keep it real. I don't want to read about this idiot's comments too much. But he did say some mad stuff that I want to get to. Because he kept saying, I'm for immigration when it's needed, right? And then he went into all these narratives about foreigners are taking our jobs, basically. Yeah. I have lost the chat again, you know, on this side. The chat's supposed to be open over here, and I've lost it again. So I don't know if you lot are... No, yeah, I found a comment over there. Sons of Tribe is a total wrong un. Sons of Tribe is an R. Kelly defender. Yeah, he is. He is. He tried to say R. Kelly's a royal actor, and like it's all acting. None of it's real, which is completely undermining to his survivors. So, he goes, if you need 10 labourers and you cannot find them in the UK, look abroad. That's when he thinks immigration is okay. But what he's saying is what we have is a situation where we have 50 labourers and only 10 jobs, and then they bring down the price, and then they hire cheap labour, right? Which I get the point of. It's a capitalism issue, yeah? So we need better wages, situations like that. It's not an immigration issue. It's a establishment capitalism issue, which he's supposed to be against with all of his wild conspiracies. Anyway, we're going to go on because this idiot was just chatting rubbish. Big up Phil Letio, who got involved, cussing him for not knowing what fascism is. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, yeah, I did call him out because remember he said all all celebrities are royal actors. So I said, apart from the one they agree with your racist views, because he's standing up for Devlin. And then he did point out that he already made a video about Devlin, saying that Devlin is Mark Devlin. Now, I have no idea really who Mark Devlin is, but I do know that I saw him perform at a very right-wing festival before. Terra knows all about that. He can tell you about it another time. I'm not going to get into them people. Not today, maybe tomorrow. Oh, gosh. All right, where's this guy anyway? I'm going to scroll through. Alright, this is just Graham Javon. I thought his interaction was on here, but it's on a separate part. So he's just weighed in. Let's read what he said, because I didn't even know. Not sure how a guy with such a big mouth can be so ignorant and flippant. The ego is unreal, and the fascist propaganda is another level. He will never change his views. He will always find a way to be right. To himself, his ego is out of control. So that is Sons of the Tribe like that. That's about me, obviously. Yeah. Alright, mate. If you say so. And now let me see. I'll get the comments back again. Comment from Terra Slim laughing about Mark Devlin. Yo, hey Terra, yeah. Tell George to come here and write comments on the live, and I can you can chat to me there. You can't tell him to come and watch it and tag him, man. I might come off the screen and tag him in a minute. Where was the actual comments he was writing to me is what I want to remember, though. Because I want to get to where it started with him. Because he said something so wild. Well, I find it so wild, innit? I find it so wild. Yeah, he said he got 2 people watching and one of them is sadly me. Oh, you're interacting there. Come and write it on the thing, man. So come and write it on the thing. It's alright, bro. Hundreds of people are going to watch. You know what I'm saying? Whether they watch it live, this stays on the internet. You know, we're just starting a new thing, but hundreds of people are going to watch. Yeah, they have with yesterday's already. I can't find his comment. That's the actual bad bit. That is the bad part. Is I can't find what he actually said. Let's go. It was on that same thing, innit? I know it was on that same post because he goes, Devlin racist. Educate me. Oh, yeah, talk to me. Went past it right at the start. Boom. Then I'll just explain to him. Obviously, whenever someone jumps up on one of them, goes, "Oh, racist, are you sure?" You know, the antenna starts going, the little red flag antenna starts waving on the side of my ears. But I kind of know they're going to be one of those racism deniers. But give everyone a chance. You know what I'm saying? Tell him, boom. He was on one, calling Brexit Independence Day and saying, leave it if you don't like it. Yeah, he blocked me over it. Boom. Bunch of people like that, shocked, whatever. What was the context, mate? Always, what was the context? And then you tell them the context, yeah? The context is directly racist, and they still don't get it. Told them country, as in a country, England flag posts, boom, boom, I find the screenshots. That's where I realised this article existed with my thing in it. LS Dopamine 36 has weighed in. Devlin's a bait racist, mate. How do you not know this? You know what I mean, we're talking about his racist link. So here he comes. The only thing I can find remotely close to racism I spotted is this. Out of context, I can't really tell, right? And that is the same thing from Jessence, where he says, after the way you've slated Britain, it amazes me you'd want to be here. Yeah, his basic go back to your own country comment. Yeah, so he shared the racist comment. Yeah, so we all know that's racist. The only people who deny that being racist are racists. Very simple. Blah, 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 blah. I just need to find this thing that he said, man. Yeah, so he goes, forgive me, mate. I don't know if this is the main bit, but it's part of it. Forgive me, mate, but I'm not sure he's making that distinction. He seems to be alluding to the country, not its British or those who are visiting or living here that are originally from here. From what I can see, and correct me if I'm completely seeing this out of context, but it seems he's differentiating between a country and those who choose to live here. this is all weird anyway. Not a specific race of people. And again, it's what they do. Oh, it's not race. It's not race. We're not talking about race. And there's a point in that, because sometimes this kind of racism is against other white races. But, you know, racism is still a term we use in those circumstances, yeah? And the people who even hate white people who are from a different country as them are always still the people who definitely hate black people that are from a different country as them, and all non-white people who are from a different country as them. It's all just stupid semantics that you see every racist try. So not a specific race of people, which would be construed as racism in that context. It seems he's fundamentalist in his views, but I can't see racism in his post. I can see a patriotism that is borderline fascist in its approach. Racism, that's a stretch from what I've seen anyways. But I'm more than open to be wrong in my views, and blah, blah. And he's definitely not open to be wrong, because he's just not listening to anything that's said to him. I asked him what would constitute as racism, and then it just go to them like definitions that are so far in the past that it's ridiculous even going into that racism just means thinking you're better than someone, that basically deny the entire structural racism element, which is now in the dictionary. It's now in the dictionary, guys. I used to actually have to argue before that ignore the dictionary, because the dictionary was written by racist people anyway. So don't listen to racist white people who wrote a dictionary about their definition of racism. Go and listen to people who are actually impacted by racism and go with their definition. Yeah. But actually now, if you look up the definition of racism, it talks about structural racism right there. Other people are weighing. Oh, so this is the bit. Fundamentalist patriotism. Now, he said both of those two words before in the last thing, and now he puts them together, yeah? What I can see personally is fundamentalist patriotism, which can be as damaging as racism, given the context. Credit for that. So if you actually believe that and that's your agenda here, then shut up, because there's nothing else to say. If you're actually going, oh yeah, it's still bad, I just don't want to use the word racism, yeah? Bollocks. You don't like the word racism because actually the word racism bluntly states what it is and puts you in an awkward position and makes you have to check yourself and feel like you're not comfortable to walk around saying it. So you need to give it a different kind of term. Yeah. I laughed so hard when I read that. Fundamentalist patriotism. Like an idiot, I stopped and Googled it. Like, is this a term people actually use? Nothing came up. I realized, no, this guy just made that up because he didn't want to call it racism, so he made up a term. Absolute insanity. But yeah, like I said, if it's as damaging, then what difference does it make? Open to be shown otherwise. However, as I'm genuinely trying to find it, I have no dog in this fight. Yes, you do. You're a white supremacist. Other than wanting to know what is going on, appreciate the links. Yeah, shut up, man. I'm not, and that's what happened yesterday. Yeah. Today he continued. That's why I was like, I want to get into the comments with this and read them out. But actually, I just wanted to read that first bit out. You know what I'm saying? That's what I really wanted to do, because that absolutely cracked me up. Fundamentalist patriotism. I think I might have to change the title of this video and include that in it from this weirdo.